What's up, book friends? It's Caitlin and Tishka here from Spill the Reads, and today I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to do a weekly reading wrap up. I usually do like a monthly reading wrap up where I just talk about everything that I read for the whole month, but I'm actually going on vacation and I want to schedule a video for while I'm gone. So I figure today is August 7th. Why not try my hand at doing a weekly reading wrap up? I tried these like when I first joined BookTube, when I knew like zero people, and like I had like I think zero views, and I don't know, it just like discouraged me, and I started doing like individual book reviews. But now that I have some buddies, like why not? And my friend Kim Reads and Reviews does these like really cozy weekly book chats, so I'm gonna do that. So I have read a couple books already this week. She's a Lamb by Meredith Hambrock, which is also a rec from Kim. And then, literally just now, I finished reading My Husband by Ventura. And then there's also a couple other audiobooks floating around. So I'll tell you about She's a Lamb first. I gave this 4 stars and I really enjoyed this book. Like, it's really like my flavor of like delusional woman lit fic kind of story, but it wasn't perfect for me, and I will explain why. So this is like a Canadian book. It's set in Vancouver, and we have this girl who she's like this young, beautiful blonde, and she thinks she's like destined to be a star, and she refuses to listen to anyone that says otherwise. She just believes wholeheartedly that like everyone else is just crazy and they can't recognize good talent when they see it. And she works as an usher at a theater where she dreams of like being the star of the play The Sound of Music. She wants to be Maria. She also acts in like commercials, maybe some modeling, and she's trying out to be Maria in The Sound of Music. She doesn't get it. The guy is like, go have fun at karaoke. She still doesn't get it. She will never get it. That's why it's just like so funny. Like the humor is just really top notch. I'll throw in some things that just made me laugh so hard. I was just laughing like on every page almost. And let's see. Basically, like this other girl that she knows from the past gets the role, and this girl, I think she's like Vietnamese or something, and she's like really upset that this girl got the role because she's like, I am perfect to be Maria. Like I am blonde, like I should be Maria. Like this girl, whatever, like she like hates her for some reason, something in the past, and they keep like alluding to something that must have gone wrong. They said that the play, it was called like Shakespeare by the Lake, some kind of like theater production from years ago. And so like, well, I can't say like what happened. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. But we just see that she's getting more and more like stressed out about this. And basically like the director of the play says like, oh, we need you as like like the babysitter basically of like the kids that are going to be in the play. And so she gets it in her mind by way of like her like hack singing coach that like charges her tons of money. This woman is like, oh, it's because you're going to be the understudy, but like they can't afford to have an actual understudy. So they're just like keeping you in the wings as a backup. And so she thinks that like this is all true and just gets more and more desperate because she just has to have this role and nothing else will suffice. It turns into like a thriller horror. Very good. The only downside I think is that there wasn't enough of like a villain origin story for me to really like get behind her actions. Like I really need to like know everything about my character for like villains, because I want to ride the story out with them and like support them in their what they're doing wrong. You know what I mean? Like if they have a good reason. And I feel like they're like when they finally reveal like what that trauma is, I didn't feel like it was like flushed out enough to really like give her the background that I wanted. And so I was never really like, she didn't have enough depth for me. She was just like entertainment. And so like I didn't really care like what she did. I was just kind of like, oh, like let's see what craziness ensues in this book. So that's why it left me just like a little bit disappointed. I didn't feel like she was like fully formed. But great humor. Really enjoyed it. Up next, it's so funny, I like just finished this in the nick of time. My Husband by Maud Ventura. I actually read the first half of this in French and the second half in English because I wanted to see how the translation flowed because it's Women in Translation Month. And I have become like really picky about how like translated books like flow because I feel like sometimes they can be so clunky and it makes me really angry because like I don't want to be like reading through something clunky. I want it to flow and I don't even want to notice that it was translated in the first place. And I feel like yeah, it doesn't always get done so smoothly. This was fine. Let me tell you about it. It's about this kind of glamorous French woman who is just very in her head about her marriage. She is obsessed with her husband and she doesn't think that he loves her as much as she loves him. And the book just like takes you through her life and her brain and like showing you all the examples of like things that she does to try to like cope with him like maybe not loving her enough and her like trying to find a way to like fix it so that he loves her. She is really chaotic and I mean pretty unhinged. Like she says some really shocking things and does some really shocking stuff too that you're just like, whoa. Like she, for example, says that even though she like loves her kids, she wished they had never been born because they take away from like the time and romance like with her husband. And she just does a lot of like really wild things that you're just like your jaw is just hanging open, you can't believe it. And the first half of the book, like I thought this was really entertaining and like really funny, but it just started to feel really repetitive because it's always she's droning on and on and on about the same thing. I love my husband. I don't think he loves me. I think he's going to leave me. Like she's just like dead set on thinking that he is going to leave her. And I don't know, I just got a little bit bored. Like it's not that long of a book on my Kobo. It's like 199 pages. So I feel like this is almost like a novella. But even so, like I feel like it could have been a little bit shorter. It did have this epilogue at the end that just completely turned the book on its head and is like, oh my gosh, WTF. It just like changes the whole vibe of the book. And now I'm sure I'm going to be going back and like thinking about, okay, well, like what actually happened in this story? Did I like it? Yeah. But like I said, the repetitiveness and kind of getting bored and tired of this character, I would give it 3 stars for now. Okay, let's talk about the 2 audiobooks that I have still checked out, but one of them I think could be a DNF. The second one, I'll talk about it after. The one I might DNF is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I talked about why in my previous 2 videos ago, Women in Translation Month video. I just like don't really like this book. It's about this woman who wakes up and decides to be a vegetarian after having a bad dream about meat, and everyone is really pissed off about it. And yeah, I'm just not really enjoying it, but it's really short. Like I think I have only 2 hours left, and every day maybe I think about it like once a day, which is like a sign that like maybe I should go back and finish it. But it's also like something that I think like a lot of people might struggle with is like when you have like the little devil on your shoulder that's like telling you to finish a book just so you can count it as like another book that you've read that year. Like I don't want to listen to that. I just want to stick with like quality over quantity. So that is like my struggle with this. But Melanie from A Dark Corner in the Library told me that part 3 is actually good of this book. So I guess that would be the part where I would continue with. So we'll see. I don't know, but probably a DNF. And the other book that I started, an audiobook I started yesterday, is called Interabled. And this is about stories of like love and disabilities when one person in the relationship is disabled and the other is like able-bodied, and just like talking about different people's experiences with that. It's by 2 YouTubers. and they're pretty famous. So yeah, I really just started this, but it's been pretty interesting so far, kind of gripping, hearing the struggles that they face. So I'll probably continue with that, but like maybe a little bit each day, because it's not really something I think I could just listen to like straight through. The next book that I'm going to pick up, I think, is Wild Darkshore, because that is expiring for me in a couple of days. And if you want to know what else I'm reading in August, I talked about that in my Women in Translation video, some of my TBR, and I'm pretty excited to read all these books. Hopefully I get some reading time on vacation, and I will see you guys when I get back. Bye. Tishka, say bye.